So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about network marketing because every one of you on this call tonight registered with Forever. Most of you will have purchased your Start Your Journey pack or the skincare pack. And most of you will be really excited about starting your business with Forever. But if you're anything like I was when I first started, I was all of those things, got my box, had my goals, ready to get started. But I didn't fully understand or appreciate just the power of the network marketing industry and what it could give me if I learned some key disciplines and applied them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So it wasn't until I really understood what network marketing is and removed the stigma around it that I began to realize that I got my hands on one of the most powerful concepts, marketing strategies, marketing models in the world today. So network marketing is very simple. It's a distribution network of independent business owners. That's what we are. We are independent, forever business owners. And what we do is we take product from the company and take it directly to the end consumer. And we do that without the need of any of the traditional business challenges and overheads. We don't need any premises, we don't need any shops, we don't need any staff, we don't need to carry hundreds and thousands of pounds worth of stock, we don't need any special licenses, we don't need to limit ourselves. We just work directly with Forever, taking the product that they produce for us out to an end user. And all of the people that you would have seen in a traditional distribution network, a distribution chain, we don't have any of that. It's just us. So therefore, we are highly rewarded to provide a service to our consumer and highly rewarded to take advantage of our business model and build a team of independent business owners, all working directly with Forever. And as we begin to build our team, Forever Living will pay us bonuses on the size of the business that we develop. But I want you to understand those bonuses do not come from any FBOs. They come directly from the company. It is the company rewarding you for getting the product to an end user and growing Forever by building teams of business owners that will use the product, share the product, get them out to the end user, and also share the opportunity. So it's a very, very simple concept. So basically, we get paid for helping people. And I'll go as far as to say that you can't be successful unless you're prepared to help other people. It really is a very beautiful, beautiful business model that knows no boundaries. It's very, very simple. And you literally can do it here in the UK and all around the world. So what are the benefits of being in our business? Well, you know, when we look at a traditional business on the right-hand side, and we look at our business on the left-hand side. If you look at traditional business, traditional jobs, traditional industry, traditional businesses, you've got very rigid working hours. And that's one of the things that I had in farming, but very different to the 9 to 5. You know, farming is every day, 365 days of the year. You don't count time. It literally is, you know, from sun up to sundown. But it's very rigid. You've got certain things that have to be done. And you don't have a passable income. You're very limited with your with any kind of income opportunity, with the ability to earn incentives in a job or traditional business. And you're working incredibly hard to make somebody else wealthy. You are not, a job is not designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to make the person who owns the company that's employing you wealthy. So, you know, there's no personal development when you're in a job, little or no recognition. There could be in a job room for you to be promoted, but more often than not, that promotion is open to a lot of people, but only one person can achieve it. So if we're all working in the same department and, you know, promotion comes up, we could be the best of pals, but I'm not going to help you get that promotion and you're not going to help me because we both equally want it. but there might only be one promotion. Now, when you look at our industry, we have a flexible lifestyle. We decide the hours that we want to work. Now, I'm not saying that means that you don't have to work very hard. We do work very, very, very hard, but we're very productive in the hours that we commit to our business. You can build a legacy business, and the incentive potentials are phenomenal. You can also build a supplemental income. You don't have to go full time in forever. If you're just looking for a few hundred a month or a few thousand a month, that's fine, but you can scale that. There's no limit on where you can go. And we do that by working smart. The personal development is second to none. And when anybody wants to be promoted, there's room at the top for everybody. There's no limit on how many people can achieve all of the positions that I'm going to share with you tonight. No limit whatsoever. And that, of course, creates a very positive environment to work in. There's lots of recognition, lots of reward, and you feel valued, you feel heard, you feel relevant, you feel that you're part of something that is bigger than you, but you're part of it, contributing to it. So it's an incredible environment to work in. And if you compare that to maybe a job environment, you can see that there's just no comparison, really. Okay, so Forever Living Products is a global business. And why is that important? Well, we trade in over 130 countries around the world. And it's quite phenomenal that wherever we have a business, if you have contacts there, friends, family, people that maybe you went to school with, went to college with, people that you've known previously, you can reach out to them, you can share the opportunity with them and share the products with them, and they can become part of your global network, which means that you'll be paid globally on the business that you develop in other countries. Now, I have to be honest with you, when I first joined Forever, I didn't truly understand the concept of a global business. You see, we live on this little tiny island here, and actually it is a tiny island. And I think if we're not careful, we can have an island mentality. And that is we're quite close-minded. We don't see the potential in the world today. But I'm here to tell you that when the penny drops on the potential of building a global business, you will literally go, oh my goodness. And I remember clearly as if it were yesterday, the first country that I opened up in. And it wasn't by design. I didn't go looking to open up in that country because actually it wasn't open. But one of my very, very, very dear friends, who is Italian, approached me and said, Jane, I've never seen you so happy. You're clearly making money. You're clearly doing well. What are you doing? And can I do it in Italy? Well, it was interesting because I didn't know she could do it in Italy. But we did a bit of research and we found out that Italy was going to be open, but it wasn't open just then. So what I did is I started sending a few products out to her to use and to try and to start to enjoy them. And she started talking to some friends and sharing some products with friends. And before I knew it, I was regularly sending out packages of product so everybody could be ready for when the grand opening happened. Anyway, the grand opening came, it opened, everybody registered in Italy, and boom, my Italian business went crazy. Fast forward to today, it's now one of my biggest businesses in the world of Forever. And some of the fastest growing FBOs in the world of Forever are in my team in Italy. Now, I can tell you that the Italian business brings in thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds worth, well, euros worth of income. And all I did was share with my friend how to use the product, how to develop a customer base, how to introduce it to other people and teach them to do the same. And as a result of that business being in Italy, from Italy, it's now opened up in French-speaking Africa. It's just been phenomenal. So every one of you has the chance to do exactly the same. Some of it will be because you know people in other countries, and some of it will be because you recruit somebody here in the UK that might know people in other countries. But however you open up globally, trust me, it's very exciting and it should be part of your strategy. So, in that we are a global company, we are very fortunate that we do not have to worry about currencies. So, for example, I don't have to worry about the currency in Italy, which is the euro. I don't have to worry about the currency in South Africa, which is the rand. I don't have to worry about the currency in the US, which is the dollar, or the kwacha in Malawi, or the naira in Nigeria. I don't have to worry about any of that because the companies say, don't worry about currencies. We will take care of all that. What we will do is we will create an internal currency that becomes our language, that all of us will begin to understand and comprehend and talk to each other. So our internal currency is called a case credit. And a case credit is really, really simple. It's a point system allocated to the product. That's all it is. It's a point system added to the product. So for example, a bottle of aloe vera gel is 0.091 of a case credit. So if you bought a box of these, it would be over 1 case credit. The marine collagen is 0.327 of a case credit. So if you bought 3 boxes, that's knocking on the door of 1 case credit. And your case credits can be made up of multiples of individual products, or it can be a box of products, or it can be a kit. Every single product that we have has a case credit value. So what is the case credit worth here in the UK and Ireland? Well, at wholesale, it's worth £200, 232 euros, or 286 at retail, 331. And the beauty about this is pretty constant, give or take a little bit, depending on the mix of product that you will buy going forward. And we create our case credits through what we use, what we retail, what we recruit, and also through our team's activity as well. I'm going to break that down into a little bit more detail for you as we go through the marketing model. So let's have a little bit of a look at some of the disciplines that the company impose upon us. Now, I was really surprised when I first looked at the company all those years ago, that they actually don't make any demands of us. They say this is your business. Once you register with the company, it's your business. You can do as much or as little as you want when you want. However, if you want to build a business that starts initially with you locally, wherever you live, might grow within your local community, it might then spread into another city in the UK, and then another city in the UK, and then it might go into another country. If you want to be paid on the turnover of the business that you develop locally, nationally, and globally, then you need to be 4CC active. And I thought about that when I first looked at the business, and I thought, if that's all I've got to do to actually learn how to do 4 case credits and do it every single month in order to be paid and to scale and to earn every single thing within the marketing model and the incentive program, then I'm going to learn how to do that. Because that's really all I've got to do. And if I can learn it, I can teach it. And I'm very, very proud to sit here right now and say to you, I have never done 4 case credits in the 30 years I've been with Forever. Not once. Because I always do a lot more. I do a lot more because I'm constantly talking about the product, talking about the opportunity, and teaching others to do the same. So let's have a look at that business building discipline. The only expectation the company makes of you if you want to be paid on your team. Okay? So somebody just asked me a question, which I will answer later, because that comes, leadership bonus is when you are a manager with a manager. So ask that question again when I get to showing that position on the plan. I'm talking right now about building your own team business. We haven't got to leadership bonus yet. So 4Case credits, it's no different to you being employed in a job. When you are employed in a job, there are expectations. You have your duties to do in your job. You know exactly what you have to do to get paid. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you don't get paid. Well, here in Forever, if you don't do your 4Case credits, you will still get paid on what you do personally. You just won't get paid on what your team does. So Forever are not penalizing you. They're saying, we'll still pay you on your personal use, we'll still pay you on your retailing. But if you want to earn on your team, 4CC Active. And it's, once you get your head around that and you go, okay, that's the expectation, I better start doing it. It becomes second nature. You won't even question it. You'll get it done beginning of the month, first couple of weeks, job done, and then you'll be building your team. So the 4Case credits gives you immediate retail and recruiting income. So when you retail a product, you immediately earn the difference between wholesale and retail. When you recruit somebody, you immediately earn a team building bonus on the recruitment of that person when they join your team with a box. So you earn money through, you buy your own products to use at wholesale. You retail the product, and every product that you buy to sell goes towards your 4Case credits. Everything you buy for your own use goes towards your 4Case credits. And everything that you recruit goes towards your 4Case credits in that calendar month. So for example, if you recruited somebody yesterday, that will count towards your 4Case credits this month. And I'm going to show you that now. So I hope you've got a clearer understanding of that. 4CC is a business building discipline that opens up everything I'm about to share to you. So we need to learn it, embrace it, apply it, get better at it, and then teach others how to do the same. So let's have a look at the marketing model. We started in Forever by purchasing a skincare starter pack or Start Your Journey starter pack. Now, you can join by buying 2 or 3 small purchases over 2 consecutive months, but it's not cost effective. You don't get all of the benefits that you would if you bought your pack. So you buy your pack, it's £199, 75 pence. That pack comes with your literature, comes with your brochures, it comes with your First Steps to Manager, it comes with all your digital assets, it comes with your e-commerce site, which is your shop that you can immediately begin to use to start retailing online if your customers are far away from you. And it comes with the ability for you to recruit immediately and to start building a global business immediately. If you buy your 2CCs in dribs and drabs over 2 months, you don't get all of those benefits like you do if you buy the box. So as far as I'm concerned, that £199 for a box is without doubt the best way to get started, because it's not just all the products in the box, it's absolutely everything else that comes with it. So when I first started in Forever, when I saw that 199, I have to say, I was a little bit challenged because I wasn't making much money. Every single penny I had was going out on bills, on kids, on living, on rent, whatever. But you know something, this was such an important business, such an important opportunity, that I made the decision that I was going to find the £200. And so what I did is I put it on a credit card and went to work, because I knew that I had 1 month to get the money in to pay off the first installment. I needn't have worried. I made enough money in the first 2 weeks in the business to pay it all off, and I've never looked back. So I guess what I'm trying to say to you is you need to have an entrepreneurial spirit. You need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. It's not about I can't afford it. It's about what have I got to do to find the money, to engage in this business, to allow me to build an income, to take financial worry off me, and build a business that can allow me to live a free life. So we need to change people's thinking on the way that they look at that investment. That investment comes with a full money back guarantee. So there is no risk whatsoever other than your time. And if you put value on your time, you'll understand why this is such an important business. So you have purchased your Start Your Journey pack. You are now an assistant supervisor and you are working off a massive 30% wholesale retail discount stroke profit. So if you retail 3 case credits now, you are going to make total earnings, give or take a few pennies, because dependent on what you retail, you're going to make 250 to just short of 300 euros per month. Now, let's be really open here and talk honestly. You know, I'm talking to you tonight as a multi-millionaire with Forever, but I can remember when I joined that £250 a month was life-changing. It made such a difference in our family that I was hungry for that money, hungry to make that money, because not only did it give me a return on my investment and I could pay back my investment, but it took the pressure off the family outgoings every single month. So never underestimate the potential of making money by retailing the product. But you can add an extra £43 onto that income if you recruit somebody. Because when you recruit somebody and as an assistant supervisor, the company will pay you £43 or 64 euros for everybody that you recruit. So if you recruit somebody as well as retail, you're making just short of £300 for the month. And that, my friends, makes a big difference. So that's the starting point on our Forever marketing model. Now, let's have a look at the next position on the marketing plan. It's called an active assistant supervisor. This is an assistant supervisor who is doing 4 case credits. They've embraced the concept of 4 case credits and they have done it in the month. They could have done a lot more, but they've done 4. And when you do 4 case credits, you give yourself a pay rise. And that's how I look at all of the positions on the marketing model, is we are in control of giving ourselves a pay rise. So you've now gone from 30% to 35%. What impact does that have on you? Well, it has an impact in 2 key areas. The first one is if you retail 4 case credits now, at 35%, you're making just short of £400. And if you recruit 2 brand new people into your team, you're now making £52 per person you recruit instead of 47, which you were making on the previous slide. But now you're getting a team building bonus, and I love team building bonuses. And the reason I love them is because it means that you're growing your business, but you're also helping other people get started building their own Forever businesses to help them with whatever matters most in their families. So here's how the bonuses work on your team. You're on 35, you're a brand new team member who's on 30. So the company will pay you the difference between what you're on and what they're on. So if you're on 35 and they're on 30, the difference is 5%. So Forever will pay you 5% on the turnover of your 2 new team members. So in this example, it's an extra £33, 39 euros. So if you take your retail profit of 392, your recruitment profit of 104, your little team building bonus, which is just starting, of 33, and add that all together, you're making just over £500. Now, again, I remember my first £500. My first £500 cleared some debt I had on my rent arrears. And it was so nice to be able to go to my landlord and give him a cheque for £500, and I was clear. And it's really interesting when you can pay off debt because you kind of stand a bit taller, you breathe a bit clearer, it's gone. You don't have to worry about it. So what would an extra £500 mean to you right now as you begin to build your forever business from being assistant supervisor to a 4cc active assistant supervisor? What would you do with £500? Now, the next position is supervisor, and this is a really exciting position, and an exciting position because the beauty of this is you're now beginning to create some more team members who are beginning to be at different levels on the marketing model, which means different amounts of bonus paid to you by Forever, but you've also just given yourself a pay rise. You've now gone from 35 to 38%. So supervisor is one of the key, I believe, first steps on the marketing model to really see the potential of what team building bonus means. So to become a supervisor, you and your team, and I think probably 3 to 5 people is a good example. When you and your team have done 10 CCs collectively, you're now going to be a supervisor on 38%. Let's have a look at what that means by way of breakdown of the income. When you're on 38%, you are now going to retail that exactly the same 4 case credits, but instead of making 390, you're making 420. So you're giving yourself a pay rise, and by now you're actually going into repeat business and still creating a few new customers. So this is relatively simple to make that 420. When you recruit 2 new people now, it's gone up by £10 from 54 to 57. So 2 people means 114. But your team building bonus is on the up. And this is what really excites me. So here's you. You are a supervisor on 38% and you recruit a brand new FBO. Brand new FBO. They're super excited. They've caught the vision. They can't wait to get started. They've registered. They've purchased their pack. And in purchasing their pack, they are now on 30%. So if they're on 30 and you're on 38, the difference is 8. And that 8% comes to you from Forever as a well done. I call it a coaching bonus because they know that you've shared the opportunity. They know that you've invited someone to look at the business. They know that you've helped someone register and get a box. They know that you're going to help that person build a business. So they're going to pay you 8%. And let's say you've got another one here and they're going to pay you 8% on that assistant supervisor as well. But that person may have recruited somebody. So they're going to pay you 8% on the person you recruited and then the person they recruited. So you get 8%, 8%, 8%. Now, you've now got a couple of active assistant supervisors in your team. They're on 35%. So if they're on 35 and you're on 38, the difference is 3. So you get 3% on this little team here and 3% on this person here. And typically, this is worth around £700 per month to you. Now let's put this into context. For me, I achieved the supervisor position in my first 6 weeks in the business. However, we were at a success day at the weekend and we recognized literally dozens and dozens and dozens of brand new supervisors. We had to recognize them in 4 groups. There were so many of them. You see, the concept of you joining the business, finding a couple of people and collectively doing 10 case credits is very easy to begin to visualize, plan for, action, and achieve. And I will go into a bit more detail on how to do that in a while. But it doesn't stop there. You see, you're fully in control of your income. The next level on the marketing plan is that of assistant manager. And an assistant manager is somebody who's probably got about 10 to 18 people, 10 to 15 people in their team. And collectively, this means the whole team collectively have done 60 case credits in either 1 or 2 months. So you can either do it in a month or do it over 2 months. And oh my goodness, this is where it starts getting really exciting. You are now going to go from 38 to 43. That's 43% of everything you use, you sell, and recruit back into your pocket. Phenomenal. Unbelievable. It's such a big pay jump. So if you retail those exact 4 case credits now that you were doing before, you've had another jump. Instead of making 420, you're making 468. And if you recruit 2 brand new assistant supervisors, instead of making 57, you're making 66. And you're making a much larger team building bonus. Let me explain why. You're on 43 and you recruit a brand new assistant supervisor. They're on 30, you're on 43. The difference is 13. That's 13%. Every time they use a product, every time they clean their teeth and order a new tooth gel, you get 13%. Every time they finish a bottle of gel and have a new one, you get 13%. That's from the company saying, well done you, you're expanding the business, we're going to reward you. Now you can have as many of these assistant supervisors as you want. There is no restriction on how many you recruit, and I strongly advise you recruit 2 to 3 a month. Now, here's an active assistant supervisor. They've got their head around this, they're really excited, and they're 4 case credit active. They're on 35. You're on 43, the difference is 8%. Now they've probably got a little team of 3 or 4 people now. You're going to get 8% on every single person in that team from the company. It's incredible. But here's where it gets really exciting. As you start to recruit people, there are going to be people that catch the vision of this opportunity like you've done. And you're going to have somebody come right up behind you, say, don't leave me behind. I want to come with you up the marketing model. And you've got your first brand new supervisor. They're on 38% and you're on 43. You're now going to get 5% on them and their entire business. And this person here could live in Spain, which means your business has now gone global and you will earn 5% on these people in the UK and 5% in euros on this person in Spain. It's so exciting. If you're anything like me, I could hardly sleep at night with the potential. So typically your team building bonus with a small group of around 10 to 15 people is around 575 a month. So if you add all of these income profit centers together, you're making over £1,000 per month. And all you're doing is using the product, sharing the opportunity, and teaching others to do the same. It really is that simple. You don't need to get overwhelmed with it. You just need to focus on daily activities and helping other people. But it doesn't stop there, because the next position on the plan is that of a manager. And this is a position that everybody needs to be focused on. I cannot tell you how important this position is. I cannot tell you how much this position will unlock everything that Forever has to offer in every aspect of the business. I can tell you that when you reach this position, you will have served your apprenticeship and have a deep understanding of what you've got to do to scale. And I can also tell you that you'll be so excited about the future that you will grow and grow and grow and grow from manager onwards. So what does it take to get to manager? Well, there are 2 options. You can do 120 case credits over 2 months or 150 over 3 to 4 months. Now, I know that sounds a little confusing at this stage, but actually when you're working with your mentor, what they will do is keep an eye on the structure of your business, and you will be able to see which one of those journeys that you're going to take. For me personally, I did the 120 over 2 months. We didn't have the option of 150 back then. But for a lot of people, the 150 over 3 to 4 months suits their structure better than others. But as I say, as your business grows, you'll be able to determine which one suits your needs best. Sorry, just need some aloe. So look at this, 48%. Whenever you buy a product for your own use, you're buying it at 48% discount. Whenever you sell a product, you're making 48% profitability. You are now making a huge recruitment commission on when you bring somebody into the business. So instead of making what you're making as an assistant manager, let me just check back on that. Instead of making 66, you're now making £75 every time you recruit. But your differentials on your team are huge. So here you are as a manager. I'm promoting all of you to manager right now, so get excited about that. Here you all are as managers. And let's say you recruit a brand new assistant supervisor tomorrow. They're on 30% and you're on 48. The difference is 18%. 18% paid to you by Forever. 18% where Forever say, well done you. You're growing your business, you've got to manager. We're giving you a promotion, we're giving you a big pay rise, and we're also giving you a bigger coaching bonus because we know you're going to be looking after more people. So you can have as many of these assistant supervisors as you want. Every time you recruit one and they're at that level, you earn 18%. You've now got an active assistant supervisor here. They're on 35, you're on 48. The difference is 13. That's 13 on them and anybody they've got in their team. Now you've got a supervisor. They're on 38, you're on 48. That's 10%. You've had a 50% pay rise over last month on this supervisor alone. It's incredible. That's 10% on every single person in the business. And this person in Spain could have already gone supervisor. You get 10% on them over there as well. Absolutely phenomenal. So really it's about being able to visualize this, see it and go, oh my goodness, I get it. I understand it now, Jane. It's making complete sense. The next position is that of assistant manager. You've got me. Let's say I'm following you up through the marketing model. I know all of you would have loved to have recruited me. And in this example, all of you have recruited me. I'm an assistant manager. I'm right behind you. I'm super excited. I'm saying, don't leave me behind. I'm now on 43%. I've got about 10 to 15 people in my team. I'm making great money. You know, I'm making that money on as an assistant manager. But I'm on 43, you're on 48. That's 5% on my entire team. That's 15 to 20 people, you earn 5%. And typically, this income is around about £1,900 for the month. Sell your 4 case credits, you're making £500 just for that. If you recruit 2 new people, you're making 150 just from recruiting 2 new people. Your team building bonus is over £1,200. Add it all together, 1,900. Listen, the month I went to manager, my bonus was just over £1,800. It was so exciting. I had 30 people in my team, of which 23 were active. What that meant, 23 people were all doing something. Some were doing 1, some were doing 3, some were doing 5. I had a couple doing 6 or 7. I had one superstar who did 10. But collectively, we did enough to do the 120 and my income was over £1,800. So I'm telling you, this position needs to become all-consuming. You need to eat, sleep, breathe it. It needs to be on your mind 24/7. You need to see it everywhere. I am a manager. I will be a manager. I've got a plan for manager. And right now, as we go into the second half of the year, it could not be easier for you to get to manager. Seriously, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Let's just say you take the 6-month plan, okay? The 6-month plan, doing it with months 5 and 6 being 120. So remember I said, if you did 120 over 2 months, that would take you to manager. Well, you don't start there. You start in month 1 doing 5 case credits. Now that could be you, or it could be you and 1 person. Month 2, you're going to do 10 case credits. Well, that's you achieving supervisor. And the beauty about that is you've probably got a couple of people in your team, so you've not done it by yourself. Months 3 to 4, you're going to go to assistant manager. And that's really, 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 really exciting. And then what we're doing is we're planning here in months 5 to 6 for you to do the 120 to get to your manager position. And then if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, again, month 1, 5, month 2, 10. Then you do 25, 35, 45, 45. That gives you 150 over 2 consecutive months. It's so exciting. It seriously, as you begin to understand the concept of a lot of people doing a little, adding to the total, everything becomes really doable. So, you know, every single one of you should be getting your business plan in place now in this last few days of the month of June, ready to hit the floor running on the 1st of July. July, August, September, October, November, December, you will be a manager. Or you can do it quicker than that and make sure you do it by the end of November. And the importance of that, by being a manager by the end of this year, is you go into next year ready to structure for chairman's bonus and also ready to take advantage of being an Eagle manager. Who wants to be an Eagle manager? Some of you are brand new right now. You probably don't even understand what an Eagle is. But let me tell you something. Just listen to me. Everybody wants to be an Eagle. If you want to travel with Forever, if you want to see the world with Forever, if you want to be looked after by Forever, valued by Forever, then you need to be an Eagle manager. And we'll talk to you on another training about what it takes to get there. But keep that terminology in your mind, Eagle manager. So very quickly, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview on the royalty bonus, what happens as you begin to develop managers. So if you're a manager here, all of you are manager, and you've got me, let's call me Flo for this example, and I'm also a manager, I'm also on 48%. So you're probably saying, wait a minute, Jane, if you're on 48 and I'm on 48, there's no difference. So why would I want you to be a manager? Well, you absolutely do want me to be a manager, because when I become a manager that you have worked with and you've developed, the company will give you not 5% as they did when you were assistant manager, but they'll give you a pay rise of 6%. Now, we know the average manager in the UK turns over 15,000 of productivity with their team a month. That one manager in royalty is worth £900 to you. That's on top of your £1,900 a month manager team building income. And you're going, oh my goodness. Yes, begin to understand this. Now, if I develop a manager, say Mo now is worth 6% to me, but 3% to you. That's 450. And when Mo develops a manager, that's worth 2% to you, which is 300. And typically, if you've got a full line full of managers, 3 managers, and you've got your team building bonus, you're earning between £2,000 to £2,500, £3,000 per month, more or less. Now, I want you to think about what £2,000 to £3,000 per month would mean in your household right now. Just think about the difference that would make. But I just want you to get focused on manager, because when you're a manager, we'll do a manager training and we will share with you exactly how you need to structure your business to maximize profit in all areas of the marketing model and take full advantage of all of the company incentives. So the first thing we have to do is we have to focus on getting to supervisor. I truly believe that getting to supervisor is one of the key stepping stones to success in this business. And why is that so? Well, I think once you have become a supervisor, you've proved to yourself that you can retail the product. You've proved to yourself that you can recruit a couple of people. You've proved to yourself that collectively you can build a business that will do 10 case credits. You know that you have promoted through to supervisor and you've been in charge of that promotion. So if you remember, supervisor's making about £500 a month. So it's really important that right now manager becomes obsessive, but you start it by getting to supervisor as quickly as possible. So you could do 4 case credits, you could recruit Paul, and Paul does 2 case credits. You could recruit Claire, she does 4 case credits, and collectively as a team, in 1 month, you've done 10, you've been promoted, Claire's an active assistant supervisor, and Paul is just starting. It's so simple. And all you have to do is use the product, share the opportunity, and teach others to do the same. Another example could be that you do 4 case credits through your retailing, and you recruit Claire, you recruit Paul, you recruit Helen, and they all do 2 case credits each. 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. You see, there are all sorts of different combinations and permutations to get to supervisor. We do have people that do it all in retail, but I would strongly advise you to do it with a balance of retail and team building, because this is good discipline, because what you do, you will teach. And if you are teaching good business building habits and disciplines, then guess what? Your team will do exactly the same. Because here's the simplicity of this business. If Claire and Paul and Helen in the next month all start building a business that will allow them to become a supervisor, they're doing 10 each. You've now got a business that's doing 30 case credits, 10 from Claire, 10 from Paul, 10 from Helen, plus your 4, you've done 34 collectively. You only have to repeat that again and you become assistant manager. It's all about simple, duplicatable processes and steps. And when you understand it in that context, you begin to believe it. And when you believe it, you begin to start actioning it. And when you action it, that's when the magic begins to happen. And the key here, my friends, is that you take daily action every single day. And I'll come back to that in a moment and talk to you about daily action. But this is a business that requires you to do little bits of activity every single day on a consistent basis. So, how do we actually start the recruitment process? Well, the recruitment process to put your supervisor plan in place is really, really simple. We all start by committing all of the people we know to paper. And I remember when I very, very first started, my first reaction was, oh, I don't really know anybody. I don't really know anybody who'd want to do this business. I knew lots of people that would love the product, but I kind of fell into that trap of prejudging. And I genuinely did a list of around about, I think it was about 21, 22 people. And what was interesting, on the list of people that I put together, these were all people that I felt needed the business. So they were people that were maybe not with great attitudes, they maybe were unemployed, they maybe were working part-time, they maybe weren't the best prospects that I potentially knew, but initially it felt more comfortable just putting them on a list. And I know that some of you are going to fall into that exact same trap. Some of you might have already done that. You've written a list, prejudging, putting people on that list that you believe are ready for the business, but you've excluded the people that you feel uncomfortable talking to. And I'm here to tell you that we are not here to judge. We are not here to decide who this business will be good for, who it won't be for. We are just here to offer it. We let the people we are offering it to decide whether it's relevant for them or not. And when you understand that concept, you will begin to get very, very excited about the amount of people that you can talk to. For me personally, I offer the opportunity to everybody, and I offer it with grace, with dignity, with passion, and with joy in my heart. Whether they accept it or not is up to them. It's up to them. So we strongly encourage you to do a list of everybody you know. And this can be family, it can be friends, it can be work colleagues, it can be relatives, it can be people you go to the gym with, people you maybe socialize with, it can be people that maybe you go to church with, it can be literally everybody in your community. And you don't even have to know them that well. You know, I know the lady in the village shop. When I first started, I just knew her name as Janet. I didn't know anything else about her, but I put her name down. And as you begin to understand the importance of this list, the value of this list, you'll understand why you need to add to it every single day. Now, when I first started, we only had really access to these kind of lists. But now, of course, you've got your social lists. You've got people you know on LinkedIn. You've got people that you will know on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We've all got a social list, a social following, people that we engage with online as well as offline. So it's a very good starting point to download the lists off your social platforms and pull them all together, and then get together with your sponsor, your upline manager, and they will show you how to contact people. And contacting people is really interesting. And what I notice is most people contact people by just messaging. They just send endless messages. I don't do that because I think people today, more so than ever, want to talk to you. They want a phone call. They want you to ask them how they are. They want you to engage in a bit of chit chat. How's work? How the family? Have you got a holiday booked? What are you doing? Haven't spoken to you for a while. And as a result of a phone call, when you've had those few minutes of chit chat, you can say, hey, Yvonne, the reason I'm calling is because I've recently started my own home-based business. It's going so well. I was working with my mentor the other night and she said, who do you know who's outgoing, good with people, open-minded and would like to make some extra money? And I thought of you. Can I show you what I'm doing? And as a result of a phone call, they might say, what is it? And you say, glad you've asked that question. Let me invite you to a 3-way call with my mentor, or better still, why don't you join us on a business overview on Thursday night? It's only going to take about 30, 35 minutes. Come and hear from my mentor, from some of her colleagues, come and hear from some of the key people in the business as they share a little bit about the company, the products, how we make money. You're going to hear 1 or 2 stories as well. And at the end of that, it might be for you, it might not. But if you don't come and look, you'll never know. That's all I do to prospect. What I just said to you is what I do every single day. Every day. I pick up the phone and I have a chat with somebody. I ask them questions and then I find a solution to their pain point. Seriously, guys, if you can learn how to make a phone call or send a voice message or send a text message which is followed up with a voice message, then I promise you, you are going to eat this business alive. And the whole purpose of connecting with somebody is because you want to share information. You want to share information about the business. Now, it could be there's no business presentation for a week. So send them a video, arrange a 3-way call. There's so many options that you have right now, but the key thing is write down the name, profile that name, work with your sponsor who will teach you how to put together a little tiny conversation, a little tiny script, make the call, and then follow up and invite. Follow up and invite. At the end of the presentation, answer their questions. If they want more information, invite them to come and look at more information. If you answer all their questions and they're ready, get them registered, and then we sit down, we identify their goals, and we look at what they need to put in place by way of training and a plan, and then we say, who do you know? And as a result of that, that cycle just goes round and round and round and round. It's all I've done for 30 years. And it kind of works because I'm a multimillionaire now. So it kind of works. So I don't share this with you lightly. I say to you that sometimes it looks so simple, people try and overcomplicate it. Don't. Take a name, give somebody a call, send them a text message I prefer a voice message, get them onto a 3-way call, invite them to a presentation, answer their questions. Are they in or are they not? If they're not, then you'll get them to be a consumer. Now, one of the key things in speaking comfortably to people is developing your story. And your story is really, really, really important. Your story really is the hook to other people. It's why you joined Forever. It's why you joined Forever. Okay, so if someone says to me, what is it? What do you do? I say, well, let me tell you why I got involved. I don't tell them what I do. I don't really tell them anything much. I just say, let me tell you why I got involved. I was in farming, as you well. So if you're ringing someone you know, then you can say, as you know, I'm working all hours that there are with the horses, with the sheep on the farm. I'm not really spending a lot of time with my family. I'm certainly not earning enough money to give my family the life I want to give them. At the end of every month, I've run out of money. I'm not able to save anything. And I just woke up the other day and I thought there's got to be more to life than this. I don't mind working hard. I don't mind learning some new skills, but there's got to be more to life than this. I don't want to spend the next 20, 30 years of my life working hard to make somebody else wealthy and I'm broke at the end of every month. Looked around and good fortune came my way when a friend of mine called me and told me about this incredible company called Forever. I did my due diligence, checked it out, loved the products, loved the marketing model, jumped right in, and I'm beginning to build a business. And already I'm making money. Already I'm seeing a positive impact with my business. Already I'm learning and developing my own skill set. So if you're not making any money yet, because this is what people say, what do I say if I'm not making any money? You just say, already I'm seeing growth for me. Already I'm beginning to put a business structure in place that's making me money. Already I'm getting to a stage where I'm going to be promoted. So you don't have to talk big figures, big money. People just want to know, why are you doing it? Now, if you're talking to somebody who you may have met through somebody else or through a marketing flyer or at an event or at a show, then it's still exactly the same. But when you're talking to someone you don't know very well, you're going to ask questions as well. But your story is key. I might be talking to somebody, I might be talking to Mary Lynn, and I met her literally at a show. And she says to me, so what is it you do? And I say, well, let me tell you a bit about why I'm doing what I do. My background was in farming. And, like you, I was working far too many hours, never seeing the family. And I knew if I didn't change something, my life was going to be the same next year and the year after and the year after and the year after. So I started looking around for something different. And I found this amazing company called Forever. We're in the health and wellness sector and we're in the home-based business sector. And from what you've told me about you, I think you're also looking for something that can give you flexibility. You're also looking for something that you can do from home. This business could be perfect for you. Can I get some more information in front of you? And she says, yes. So your story is really important. Don't use jargon. Nobody who's listening to you for the first time understands anything about what is a supervisor, a manager, what's a BP, what's a sponsor, what are case credits, what's anthraquinones, what's polysaccharides. They don't know that. They just want to know, has Forever helped you take the pressure off your life? Because if it has, then they're interested in taking a look. Does that make sense? Give me some thumbs up. Give me a yes if it makes sense, because I really need you to understand this, because people say to me a lot, Jane, what is one of the key aspects of success? And I say it's your ability to share your story from the heart with integrity. So it intrigues the person you're talking to, and they want to come and take a look too, because every single person needs more money. We know right now in the UK that over 48% of people in the workplace are looking for second income streams. You've got the perfect income stream to be able to share with others. We know people are working longer hours than ever before. We know people haven't got flexible jobs. We know they're not being valued. We know categorically they're not spending enough time with their families. We know they're not being promoted. We know they're overwhelmed. So even if you don't identify that by asking questions to your prospect, include it in your story, because your prospect will be thinking, that's me. I work really hard and no one rewards me. I never have enough time with my children. I want more time with my kids. So your story is a hook to get other people's attention, because everybody's looking for something. They need to buy into you. They need to want to come and look at Forever because you have made it attractive. That's all it is. You've made it attractive. You don't need to explain in detail, you know, the ins and outs. If you want to do anything, share stories. Share stories, share your story, but share somebody else's story. You know, if you were at the Success Day at the weekend as a brand new FBO yourself, and you saw all the people getting recognized, you can say, I saw a head teacher. She was 20 years as a head teacher, walked away from it because of the stress, got involved in Forever. She's never been happier in her life. I met a nurse who's just achieved a brand new car in Forever. I met somebody who was she was a biochemist, and she's just had her first promotion in Forever. Share stories, not technicalities. Thank you, Julia, microbiologist. Share stories, not technicalities. Stories sell, technicalities confuse people. So become an amazing storyteller. That's all I do. I share stories all day, every day. Perfect the art of storytelling. So let's talk about getting product out to an end user, because product is a fundamental part of what we do in Forever. You know, the ability to chat to somebody about the product. Well, for me, it's easy. You know, I've got my favorite product, and my favorite product is the Aloe Propolis Cream. This product changed our family's life. It changed my son's life. My son had a very, very severe skin issue when I joined Forever. It was severe enough that he was in and out of hospital. When I joined Forever, I was at my wit's end as to what to use on him. I could not continue to use the steroids, the cortisones, the Betnavates that the medical profession were encouraging me to use. They were harsh with nasty side effects. So when I was introduced to Be Propolis and a body wash and also the drinking gels, I was healthily skeptical. I was healthily skeptical, but we used them. And oh my goodness, literally within a few days, we began to see a difference with this product. No longer was he scratching and bleeding all night. We began to see healthy skin. We began to see a happier young man. He was only 6 or 7, but finally he was not itching all day, every day. Unbelievable results. And within 16 weeks, you know, we saw just some incredible response from the products. Now, I share my story on the product every single day, because if someone says no to the business, then I will share with them, you need to try our products. Our products are life-changing. Let me share with you how they made a big impact on my family. And so we share stories. Your product story is as valuable as your business story. So what are your products? Now, at all times, be compliant. If you are going, I never share product testimonials online. I just don't put product testimonials online unless they have been passed by head office or I have taken the wording from the compliance brochure, because we have to be so compliant online in the public arena. However, if we're talking to a colleague at work, if we're talking to our sister, if we're talking to our best friend, if we're talking to someone we know, of course we're going to share in a bit more detail just how impressive these products are. And also share stories. You know, I've just recruited a lovely, lovely lady up in Scotland, Darren. And Darren had, when she joined Forever, had such sore hands. You know, she had such sore, red, you know, her hands were, she was embarrassed of them. And she said she used to hide them and put them under the table when she was with, she couldn't even put her wedding ring on. And she sent me some photos the other day of before and after. She was so excited about her hands because after just a few weeks of using the Propolis, you should see her hands. They look beautiful. She's got her wedding ring on. They're feminine. They're a beautiful skin color. And she's so excited. She is talking about the product to everybody. Everybody. Now, when you have a story about product that's your story or one of your family's stories, you talk from the heart, you talk with passion, you talk with integrity, and that person picks up on it. You see, our products go to market through our passion. They don't go to market through a billboard and someone saying they're good, or somebody in a magazine saying they're good. They go to market because we are enthusiastic, passionate users ourselves. And as a result of seeing such great results, we can't wait to share them with others. You know, I sometimes have people say to me, "Oh, do I have to sell a product to a friend?" And I go, "Yeah, you do. If you've got a really good friend and you know that friend needs our products, then you're not a good friend at all if you don't share the product with them." "Oh, well, I don't want to sell to my friends." It's not selling. I'm not selling. I'm saying to my friend, "Hey, this worked on Marcus. It might work on little Billy. Try it. It's got a money back guarantee." Guys, you've got to get your head into a space where you're so super proud of the product, you can't wait to talk to everybody about them. Because when you talk with passion and when you talk with integrity, I promise you, people will listen and people will try the product. And no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, keep your wits about you, keep your eyes open, because I tell you, you create a product and you get a sale, and then you learn how to look after them, which will come in one of the next training modules. That customer is worth literally hundreds of pounds to you every year. I was in Waitrose and I was at the fish counter. I looked to my right and I saw a lady who had such sore hands. And I just said to her, I said, "Oh, your hands look sore." And she said, "Oh, you will not believe how sore they are." I didn't know her, but I said, "Do you mind me asking what the problem is?" And she said, "We don't know." She said, "I've been to the doctor, I've been to consultants." She said, "I've got horses, I've even asked the vet to look at them." She said, "I do not know what the problem is," but they were all cracked and sore. And I said to her, I said, "I don't know if it will help, but I work with a range of products which are all natural, very holistic, based on the aloe vera plant. And aloe put onto the skin soothes and penetrates and heals from within, and it might just help you. They've all got a money back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. Would you like some more information?" And she said, "Oh, yes." I got some product to her. I got her the liquid soap, got her the Propolis cream, and I also got her the Alpha E oil because vitamin E is very good, and she could also rub that on. And I'm not kidding you, this was a few years ago before COVID. Cleared up her hands. Literally, she buys off me every single month. Her daughter also buys off me. She's done the Clean 9 several times. She's also referred me to other customers. And all I said to her was, "Oh, your hands look sore." But I was able to engage with her. Why? Because I used the product. I came from the heart with integrity. You see, So I asked her, can I get some information in front of you? And she said, yes. Now, the beauty about somebody becoming a customer is they will repeat with you if you look after them. They will refer for you if you look after them. And as Jade has just said, they will join the business as they fall deeper in love with the product. And you begin to say to them, there is an amazing business opportunity that underpins the product. So guys, it's a win-win. Share the business, you share the product, you create your business story, and you also create your product story. And that's the simplicity of the business. We focus on the marketing model. What position do we want to achieve? We know what the structure looks like. We know what we've got to do on a daily basis. Share the product, share the opportunity. We share the opportunity by sharing our business story and being the solution to other people's pain points. And we share the product by engaging with people and talking to them, asking questions about health and wellness and how are they, and they tell us and we say, hey, we've got a product for that. Let me tell you why I'm so excited about the product. So the homework is to develop your business story and also to develop your product story. And when you get happy customers, please ask them to give you a product testimonial. Ask them to write something down. You can make sure it's compliant. And when you're talking to new customers, you could say, you know, try this Propolis cream. It might help you. I've got a lady down the road who uses it. Look at the impact it's had with her. You know, drink this aloe vera gel. We know for a fact it works really well in the gut, helps promote healthy gut balance. I've got a friend who had terrible gut problems, drinks the aloe, no more. Look at what she said. So work with your customers, work with your FBOs to create these stories. They will serve you well. So as we wrap up tonight, and as you can gather, you know, I'm pretty passionate about this business. Drop me a thumbs up if you can feel my passion in this presentation. You know, I've been in it for 30 years. I'm as passionate today, maybe even more so today than I was when I first started. And the reason being, my friends, is because I know the impact that this business has on you. I know that if you take it seriously, I know that if you learn some new key skills, I know that if you do what you need to do every single day, I know what your life will look like by the end of this year. I know what your life is going to look like in the next 12 months, in the next 3 to 5 years. I know it because I've been there. I know it because I've coached and mentored thousands of people over the years, thousands. And those people that take my direction, take my lead, take my advice, they're successful. So every time I share something as I am tonight, I'm not just going through the motion. I'm telling you because I promise you it will work as long as you work it. But what drives business? What drives business? Your business is driven by your desire. That's it. Your business is driven by your desire. Your desire for something in your life that matters to you. And there are two aspects to drive the drivers in business. As what I call the short-term needs. I need this now. I want to achieve this now. And so I want you all to start thinking about what you'd like to achieve in the next 12 months. And I'd like you to break it down into 2 6-month chunks, the rest of this year and the first 6 months of next year. It's 12 months. What do you want? What's going to get you up early in the morning, keep you up late at night? What's going to keep you focused on your daily activity when you've faced disappointment? When someone's let you down, hasn't shown up? What's going to keep you completely focused on what you need to do every day? I believe it's your inner driver, it's your passion, it's your goal, it's your purpose. It could be that you want to leave work. You just can't cope with work much more. You know, we're only on this planet for a short time. You don't want to be spending 40 years working for somebody else. We don't need a wage. We need an income. Wages and income are very different. Very different. A wage limits you, suppresses you, keeps you in a box. You'll never have a big life on a wage, nor will you have any security. However, you need an income, and that's forever, because forever allows you to start small and grow and grow and grow and grow and scale. And that's what you need, my friends, an income. And that's why forever is the perfect business model. But you need to know what your drivers are. It could be that you want to leave work and have your own business. You want to be in control of your future. You don't want somebody else calling the shots. It could be you want to pay off debt to make more money. I had debt when I started in Forever. I needed to pay off debt. I don't want debt around my neck in any way, shape, or form. Could be you want to spend more time with the family. These are short-term goals in the next 12 months. It could be that you're passionate about other things and you want to be able to spend your time in balance. In other words, for me, I love photography. I love cycling in the mountains. And I want to have time to go and just be with my camera. I want to have time to go and cycle in the mountains, but I want to work as well. And I want to go in the mountains when I want to go, not when a boss tells me I can have a day off work. I want to go now. It could be that you're looking for that flexibility. It could be that you want to develop as a person. You're being held back at work and you know you've got more in your heart. You've got more to give, but nobody's giving you a platform. Well, in Forever we do. It could be that you want to take the family on more holidays. It could be that you want a new car. I needed a new car. It could be you want to be a manager. This is short term. It took me 8 months to put a brand new car on the drive, paid for by Forever. Did I work hard? Damn right I did. Was I obsessed with it? Damn right I was. I got to manager in 16 weeks. Did I know what I was doing? No. Was I slick and professional? No. I was ignorance on fire, but I knew one thing. 48 is bigger than 30. Do not hang around on 30%. Get to manager. You've got a story. You've got a story to share when you get to manager. And the magic happens when you decide to decide. And that moment could be tonight. I've stirred something in you that goes, tonight's the night. I've decided. Blinkers on, game plan in place, fully focused, intentional, let's go to work. So I want you to write down what you want to achieve by the end of this year and the first 6 months of next year. Commit it to paper. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to look at 3 to 5 years. And I'm telling you, less than 1% of the population in the UK, not in Forever, in life generally, have got their 3 to 5 year plan in place. Less than 1%. That's shocking. But we don't teach this stuff in school. We don't teach it to our kids. You know, our kids don't learn it in school. We need to understand that we have to have a 3 to 5 year plan. You cannot leave your life to chance. You cannot live your life by accident. You have to live it by design. Okay? So where do you want to be in the next 3 to 5 years? Do you want to be a gem manager? Senior, soaring, sapphire? Do you want to be an eagle manager? There's that word eagle again. You'll hear more about that. But eagle manager means that you get to go on your first global trip with Forever. This year it's to Thailand. Next year, eagle manager is to South Africa. If you want to travel, guys, Forever's the vehicle. It could be that you say, do you know what? In 3 to 5 years' time, I want a global team. I want a business in 5 countries. You could want to do luxury travel with the family. You could want to buy a lovely new home. School fees, that was my driver. I wanted to put the kids in private school. It took me 1 year to get them both in top paying private schools. I was obsessed. Obsessed. It could be that you want 10,000 a month income. It could be none of this. It could be whatever's in your heart. But whatever it is, you need to write your goals and dreams down. And when you've got them written down, get together with your upline manager and put a detailed plan in place. Because my friends, everything is possible in Forever. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right, because Forever will never fail you. 47 years of excellence, 130 countries, more millionaires in the company than you can count. More people changed the direction of their life than you could even imagine. Why not you? Why not you change your life with the power of Forever? I'm telling you, it's crazy off the wall what can happen in this company. You do not need to know it all on day one. You just need to get started. In this business, you learn as you earn, and you earn as you learn. And you've always got somebody who will take you by the hand and help you.